Play here, back with your week 2 matchup prediction. Starting us off with Molly's Muffins and Team Mecozzi. Taking a look, we got Hurts and Stafford. Stafford's going to throw the ball 50 times, but I think Hurts is just going to beat him because of the run game. Kyron Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs. Kyron had a rough week 1 going up against Detroit. I think he'll bounce back against Arizona, but this is a close RB1 matchup here. Jahmyr Gibbs is awesome. Najee and J.K. Dobbins. Najee's terrible. He's going to be terrible, but he's going to get 25 carries. He's going to get 2.5 yards a carry. So, that'll translate to maybe 8 or 9 fantasy points. And then J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins always has a good week 1. He was a beast week 1. Taking a look, 22.9 on 58% of snaps. That's J.K. Dobbins for you. He does that week 1. And then week 2, he tends to tear his ACL. So be on the lookout for that. Devonta Smith, Marvin Harrison. Here we got our just first round bust in Marvin Harrison. That's a guarantee. Out there just jogging last week. But Devonta Smith probably got him beat here. Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle. I like Wilson. Waddle's good too, but I think Sam's got him on the wide receiver room here. Evan Ingram, Brock Bowers. That's going to be a close tight end matchup, very evenly matched. And then we get to the disparity here. I think Diggs and Cooper probably going to outdo Pickens and Dell. But, these are just, if I dare say it, I think these are just 2 pretty bad fantasy teams going up against each other. But I do got Molly Muffins between the QB play, wide receiver play. I think he's going to outdo him. Even though I think Cozy's got him on the flex. All right, sugar and tea, Indy's cheeks. Here we go. Caleb Williams, he's terrible. Kyler Murray, he'll be better than Caleb Williams. Alvin Kamara versus probably not Christian McCaffrey because he'll be out again. Bijan Robinson and Joe Mixon. I think John's got him in the RB room because Christian McCaffrey's not going to play. Brandon Ayuk and DJ Moore. DJ Moore is only going to be good if both Rome and Keenan are out this week. Otherwise, I think it's Keenan Allen, wide receiver 1. Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers. Devontae's great. Zay's, going to be hit or miss. Dalton Kincaid and Andrews. Both of these guys are not the guy. I expected a lot more out of Kincaid week 1. He really did nothing. I don't know. He's going up against Miami. They're going to need to use him. Mark Andrews apparently is tight end 2 in Baltimore. So, I don't know. Big question marks at the tight end position. Jaden Reed with Malik Willis. That stock's going down tremendously. Smith Njigba, still wide receiver 3. He did what last week? Nothing? Yeah, sounds about right. Xavier Worthy and Gabe Davis. I like Worthy here. Gabe Davis is, 3 receptions, 62 yards. It sounds like Gabe Davis. So on this one, it's, the QB disparity, if McCaffrey doesn't play, I think it's a guarantee. Indy's Cheeks wins this one. I don't think Xavier Worthy is going to do what he did last week. So I got Indy's Cheeks in the week 2 matchup here. God did and the zero keeper strategy. Let's take a look. We got Prescott and Jaden Daniels. I actually like Daniels on this one going up against the divisional opponent in the Giants. I think he's going to be running the ball a lot. And that might just outdo Dak Prescott this week. But this is going to be a good QB matchup. Now we got Jonathan Taylor, Ramondre, Rashad White, and Tony Pollard. Obviously, Alvin's got him beat in the RB position here. Rashad White might not even be the workhorse like he was last year. Bucky looked pretty good. We got CeeDee and Mike Evans, definitely over Olave and Metcalf, no questions asked. Trey McBride and Laporta. I think Laporta has a big bounce back week and outperforms McBride here. McConkey and Singletary. The Giants are awful, but I do think Singletary's going to get some more work than he did last week because maybe they're not in the huge negative game script. Yeah, 10 carries. He still ended with 8.2 last week in a game where they just were getting blown out. Apparently he's catching the ball this year too, and that helps for the fantasy receptions there. McConkey, he's looking like wide receiver 1 over there. Jerry Jeudy and T. Higgins. Now, Higgins, that's a big question mark next to his name there. unlikely to play in week 2. Yeah, that sounds about right. So he's going to have to plug in his newly acquired 51 fob, Alan Lazard. Or do you go with Demarcus Robinson because he's just better than Lazard and not, what was it, $22? That was a good pickup with Robinson. That's probably what you're going to have to plug in. You look at the RBs, you look at the wideouts. That's the story of this week between these two guys. This is going to be a close one. I got to go with God did, though. I think Lamb going to be in a tougher game against New Orleans this week. He's going to play better than he did last week, not like he was bad. And even if T. Higgins is not going to play, which I think he won't, Demarcus Robinson is a good plug-and-play there. Now, if he plays Lazard, forget about it. Then it's zero keeper. But I'm going God did in the week 2 matchup. Here we go. Dolphins pod Let's Swim versus Smelly Coot. Let's take a look. Projections look a little rough here for Dolphins pod, but you'll see why. We got Brock Purdy and Joe Burrow. Burrow's hands hurt again, apparently. He's a bum. Brock Purdy and Burrow, I'm going to go with Purdy against Minnesota. I think I have to. Pacheco and Barkley, Saquon all day, Achane and James Conner. Big question mark next to Devon. Game time decision. Gotta love that. Who's his plug if he doesn't play? We're bringing in DeAndre Swift, who's bad. Okay. Interesting. I don't think Achane plays this week, but that's just me. If Achane doesn't play, I'm going to give the RB advantage to Larson here. Now, if Achane plays, it's clearly Jono's RB room. Saquon can outperform both these guys, but I don't see him having another RB1 week. Maybe he does. But here we go. Cooper Kupp over Jamar Chase all day. Cooper Kupp is going to be the wide receiver 1 this year. I'm going to take Debo over Drake. I'm going to take Kelsey over Pitts. I'm going to take Mason over Likely. And I'm going to take Godwin over Kirk. So that's that's the story of this. The big plays, though. Does Jono have enough from Saquon and Cooper Kupp to outperform the entirety of Tyler's team? And I think the answer is yes. I think Cooper Kupp and Saquon are the guys, and I'm going with Dolphins pod Let's Swim. Don't let these projections fool you. All right, Nabers in Paris and Kittle versus Team Simp for Sarah. Here we go. Lamar and Mahomes. Going to go with Lamar's rushing upside. Breece Hall and Jacobs. Got to go Hall there, but Jacobs is going to get a lot of work with Malik Willis being a bum over there. Travis Etienne and Kenneth Walker. I like Etienne here. Kenneth Walker with a big question mark by the name. Without update Monday. Interesting. Abdomen. Maybe it was from flipping that guy over. Nico Collins and Malik Nabers. Going Collins all day. Brian Thomas, A.J. Brown. Going with Arthur Juan Brown there. Taysom Hill. We're still playing Taysom Hill? Jeez. All right, 6.10. That's pretty good for the tight end position. George Kittle. I'll go with Kittle. Rashid Shaheed. Big week last week, but I like Jerome Ford over him. David Montgomery and Robinson. I got to go with Montgomery there. He's just a beast. And what do we got? Keenan Allen. He can plug in Keenan Allen maybe if Kenneth Walker doesn't play. Who's the better team here? Well, Sim for Sarah is the better team. Path to victory for Shelby. Huge week out of Lamar against the bummy Raiders. Breece Hall and Etienne go off. A couple touchdowns apiece. And one of these guys goes off. One of the rookies, one of the flexes. Do I see it happening? No, I think Sim for Sarah just wins with consistency here. Another 2-0 for Sim for Sarah. And then we got the matchup of the week, by far, Detrimentally Horny versus the Implication. 2 ex-champions going toe-to-toe. We got Allen and Richardson. Great QB matchup. Allen, I'm going to give him the edge here because he's Josh Allen. But, if Richardson doesn't get hurt, which, this guy doesn't go down. He's going to lower his shoulder into everybody. Richardson's a menace to society. But As long as he stays healthy, he can go toe-to-toe with Allen here, but Allen's got the slight edge. Henry and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, tough matchup with the San Francisco 49ers, but Aaron Jones is a beast. You know, if he stays healthy too, I mean, he can go toe-to-toe with Henry, but Henry's got the edge. James Cook and Zach Moss. James Cook all day, just going to outperform Zach Moss for sure. Tyreek Hill, and don't be fooled by the matchup here. Keon Coleman's more of a flex, but Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra going to be pretty decent, but Tyreek Hill's going to edge him out. I think Amon-Ra does have a bounce-back week, though. Pittman and Jake Jettas. Obviously, we're going Jettas. Jake Ferguson, big question mark next to his name. Dalton Schultz. I think Dalton Schultz can have a better week this week. Jake Ferguson ended with 3. Return to play group Wednesday. Okay. I don't know what that means. But, yeah, it sounds like he'll be out there maybe in a limited fashion. I'm going Dalton Schultz. Rashee Rice over McLaurin all day. And then this is our 2 wild cards. You're really comparing Jameson Williams here with Keon Coleman. And a lot of upside on both these guys. Is Jameson Williams going to do what he did last week? I mean, that was a lion's share of the targets, 9. Big week, big game against the Rams. Do it again against Tampa Bay? I think he can. I mean, Jameson Williams is going to be legit. Keon Coleman, this is going to be a risky play for Detrimentally Horny here. But I think Keon Coleman just keeps scaling up. I think he eventually ends up wide receiver 1 here. But I think Jameson Williams edges him out just a little bit, just because of that big play potential. He might break one off. But yeah, I say, you know, looking at the flex, we're pretty evenly matched, but Rice is going to outdo McLaurin. Coleman, you know, Jameson Williams might edge him out, and then we got the wide receiver rooms between Jay Jettas and Amon-Ra and Tyreek Hill and Pittman. I think I outdo him there. He outdoes me at the RB position, so QB play is going to be huge. And I got to call it. I think Detrimentally Horny is going to pull it off. I think Miami game is going to be a shootout. If we get a little Keon Coleman, Josh Allen action, that can win the week alone. So here we go. That's the end of the week 2 matchup predictions. Good luck, everybody.